Hello, my angels, and welcome back to day 5 of the 21-day reset. I'm just going to go ahead and get right into today's lesson because she could be a lengthy one. For most of our life, we have waited to be fully motivated before taking action, saying things like, once I feel ready, I'll commit to change, or I'll get serious when I'm in a better place mentally. We're all guilty of saying things like that, and at the time it sounds logical, but here's the truth that might sting a little bit. Motivation usually isn't what starts consistent change, it comes after. And throughout your whole life, it'll come and go, but there's one thing that you can rely on for sure, and that's motivation will not be there every single day. If you wait until you feel ready before taking action, you will find yourself waiting your whole life. That's why so many of us feel stuck, because we're waiting for something before doing anything. Whereas if you actually begun and that got the ball rolling, that's when you're inspired to go further. What is that phrase? One day or day one. That's literally it. It doesn't have to be something huge, just a small action towards the life you want to be living. That is the beginning. So action creates evidence, evidence supports beliefs, and beliefs build momentum. And once you get started, then you get stuck in a loop of action, progress, and motivation. Most people live like this. Once I have the time, I'll put in the work, and then I'll become more calm, confident, or happy. But that's completely backwards, and that's the mindset that's going to keep you trapped forever. So here's the rewire. First, you identify who you want to be, and then you begin to act like that, and then you receive the life you've always wanted. There's 3 very important words that will help you remember this from now on. Be, do, have. That's how we create real lasting change. Identity, action, results. That's why it's so important to identify who you want to be at your core, because from now on, we'll be becoming her every single day with intent. But like always, it's easier said than done. So let's start from the very beginning. How the hell do you act like someone that you're not? If you have the desire to be rich, but you have literally no money in your bank account, or you want to be walking about with confidence, but you can't help but walk into a room and feel like everyone's staring at you for the completely wrong reasons. It's all about how you speak to yourself, because your words shape your identity. So let's look at some real life examples. Saying something like, I'm trying to quit smoking, keeps you stuck in the identity of a smoker. Versus saying, I'm no longer a smoker. Now that statement shifts you into a reality of someone who's already left that bad habit behind. A more relatable one for you might be, I struggle with anxiety. Replace it with, I'm learning to calm my nervous system, or I'm learning to practice confidence. And one that I personally made the switch from was constantly saying, I'm not consistent. I would catch myself thinking it, and before I said it out loud, I would say something like, I'm learning to become more consistent. As always, these are such simple changes, but you must remember every sentence is a neural signal. Once you speak as your future self, your brain starts to catch up. Let's go into some more tricky examples, like things like not having money, but that's what your most aligned self has, or not being at the point where you've lost weight yet, but that's who your aligned self would be. Well, you don't have to go out and buy a new designer bag and think, oh, it's okay, money will return to me, while literally trembling, putting your card over. That's probably going to make you more stressed, if anything. Make it simpler than that. Rich people don't stress over every penny that they spend, so neither should you. So every time you get a new bill in, instead of it sending you into a literal stress spiral, just calm, pause, notice how it's affecting you, and choose to replace that thought. Remind yourself, money flows in and out. I trust more is coming. The wealthy version of you thinks in terms of abundance and solution, not lack and panic. Or maybe you're in a coffee shop, you're next in the queue, and you don't know what you want yet. Instead of thinking, oh my God, I need to hurry up, and just picking something random just to get the moment over with, and to avoid people thinking, oh, she's taken so long. That's not how the most calm, confident, and happy version of you would act. She's not even thinking about the queue. She's too focused on what drink she's going to treat herself to. Instead of saying, I'm so unfit, or I'll never shift this weight, practice a version of you who already loves the momentum, because she makes small actions every day because she knows she's working towards her goals, and it's a process. Don't focus on how much you've got to go. Maybe you've got a stone, maybe you've got 10 stone to lose. It doesn't matter. Focus on the present moment. You've just done a 10-minute walk when usually you would do nothing. Celebrate that. My last little example is about physical health. How do you be and act like someone who is healthy when you literally feel like you're in pain every single day and you've got medical professionals telling you that you are going to suffer potentially for the rest of your life? It's important to remember that acting as your future self doesn't mean pretending that the pain doesn't exist. It's just choosing to believe that your body can heal from it. Instead of saying things like, I'm broken, say things like, I'm grateful that I'm capable of healing and I'm supporting my body on this journey. That might come in different ways of fueling it with the right foods or moving your body in a way that you love, even if it's only something small. It's always about focusing on your progress and not the prognosis. Once you start working towards your goals, the universe will realize that and catch up, and I promise you it really doesn't take long at all. We've spent this entire week meditating, journaling, reflecting, choosing to pause and notice and to change. And these aren't just daily tasks. This is literally what it takes to build a new identity. These are all signals to your subconscious mind that say, we don't live in chaos anymore. We don't just wait for motivation. We choose action and we live in alignment. Remember, this course isn't about fixing anything. It's about shifting your mindset and who you are. So next time you find yourself waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel confident, or waiting for motivation to get up and go, stop. And remember those 3 little words: be, do, have. Okay, today's case study is extremely relatable to what I've just been discussing, and it's actually from one of the first mindset law of attraction books I ever read, called The Secret. Inside, it includes a story about a woman who just felt stuck being single, and she'd recently discovered the law of attraction and manifestation and decided that she was going to use them steps to create and fix her love life. She made a commitment to herself to act like she already had a loving partner and was in this amazing relationship, so she made room for her partner. She cleared out half her wardrobe, she only slept on one side of the bed, and even at meal times, she visually imagined her sitting across from her dream partner and that they were having a meal together. She even went as far as imagining new scenarios with both him and her, and they were creating these lasting memories together. Now, this anonymous lady actually knew exactly who she wanted. She wanted to bring back her ex into her life that she just previously couldn't make it work with. And within a few months of her acting intentionally, he reached out, they reconnected, he expressed how much he cared, and he even went on to buy her a house where they could live in together. They went on to create the memories in real time that she had already imagined, all because she identified what she wanted, acted like she already had it, and then got rewarded with it. Identity work is deep, but take your Aligned Her Bible and think who you truly want to be from your core. Note that down and start thinking of ways where you can become and act like her today. And begin choosing actions that match who you're becoming, not who you've been. Okay, girls, I'll see you tomorrow for day 6. Bye!